my name is Gabriel Ortiz, and today I'm giving a TED Talk called You Are What You Need. And this thing is going to be about leadership. So, leadership is a topic sought after almost more than any other topic out there. You always hear nowadays someone talking about how to be the best leader they can be, how to increase your leadership skills, how to be someone better than you were yesterday in the aspect of leadership. And people often look to other people far and wide looking to see if they can be under someone who's a leader, modeling themselves after a leader. But at the end of the day, you are what you need. You're already a leader. And if you're not already a leader, you might be doing some of these key things that make you a leader and you just don't even know it. And one of these key things is you must first meet expectation. This is an important key topic because consistently it's found that people don't meet expectations. People, they just seek after giant, huge goals. They seek to hit up here all the time. They seek big moments, like when it's time to teach, when it's time to preach, when it's time to be seen by everybody, but they're not working in the silence. They're not working when no one sees them. Because look, privacy is what breeds public success. When you work hard in private, when you work hard in practice, that's what builds your public success. You must focus on doing good in the small little things, showing up on time, being smart, being somebody who's reliable, being somebody who's organized, doing little everyday things that will all equate to that giant goal that we all search for. And if we shoot for that giant goal, most likely we'll miss almost every time. Because guess what? If you're a very talented person, your talent will take you somewhere where your work ethic can't keep you. You will be in a place where you won't be able to be sustained. And it's only through those small little things of being a leader, those small little qualities that each person who's a leader has, that will sustain you in those big moments. So, keeping that in mind, another extremely important qualification for a leader is the power of a yes. Now, this might seem weird to talk about because, yes is such a menial, everyday used word, yes, why yes? We all do it. We just say yes this, yes that, yes that. You don't realize the power of what you're doing when you say yes. Because saying yes shows something that is extremely important amongst leaders and often something that people lack extremely. The thing is this, people don't make themselves available. They don't sacrifice for others. Saying yes truly shows that you're willing to sacrifice for others. You're willing to make yourself available for others. That you're willing to be somebody who can be for others. Not just somebody who's focused on themselves. Somebody who's focused on being in a higher place, in a higher power, and not focused on the people around them. Who cares how good of a leader you are if people can never ever reach you? If you're so far off in the distance that their words will never hit you, it won't matter. Your leadership capabilities will be void at that point because you have no interaction, no relational equity with the people who are below you. And that's why the power of yes is important. When people come up to you and say, can you help me with this? Can you give to this? Can you help me? Can you be in my life? Can you mentor me? Can you tutor me? Say yes. Oftentimes, most of the time, it won't benefit you as a person. But as a leader, you must do your due diligence. You must do your duties to those people who are under you. You must serve them as Christ served the church. You must serve them as the leader you are to them. It's your duty as a leader, your responsibility to be unto those people and to serve them. So another important topic is the idea of leading from the bottom. It is so important to be a leader who is amongst the people, to be immersed in what they do. You must know exactly what your people are doing and be a part of this. So there are none better when thinking of this topic than Jesus himself. And Jesus, in the verse of the Bible in John 13, it says this, Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." And Jesus answered him, "If I do not wash your feet, you have no part with me." Think about that. Jesus, the Messiah himself, he lowered himself to be in the bottom in that moment, to wash his disciples' feet, every single one of them. One of the dirtiest things you can do. Think about it like this. The disciples, the people of those times walked around with no shoes. They didn't have shoes. They walked around barefooted. So think about the mud and the grime that built up on the bottom of their feet. And Jesus offered, Jesus, the Messiah, the Savior of the world, the one we all pray to now, the one we call to when we need help, took time to wash the feet of his disciples and to be in the bottom in that moment. And that's an important thing when you think about it like this. Us as people, we can put this into practical use, not in washing feet. Maybe you don't have to do things such as that, but you can do things such as this. You can lead without a title. You can lead in your everyday life. You don't have to be bestowed and anointed with this mystical title that is just people just look at you and say, wow, this person's bestowed with a title. This person's here, and now that they've been anointed as leader, they must lead us all to the promised land. They must lead us all to whatever goal we're going to be. No, you can lead from where you're at. You don't have to be here to lead people. You can be down here like Jesus was. He did everyday life with his disciples. He walked with them every single day, and every single trial, every single step that needed to go, he was there each time. It wasn't about Jesus for him. Jesus could have easily said, I'm King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and you are down here. You must follow me. But he didn't say that. He said, I'm with you. He walked with them. He went before them and carved out the path, and he told them which path to follow. It wasn't about for Jesus to show him who he was, because easily he could have done that. No, but Jesus, he understood that he must be of his people to serve them, and that is how they will truly grow. And that's what we must do, because if we're so far up here, people will never grow. They'll never catch what we do, because a lot of leadership, we could sit here and speak and talk to people, but a lot of leadership, it isn't taught, it's caught. It's caught through what we learn from those people who are leaders, what we get from those people who are leaders. And think about all the best leaders in your life. They're people who've taken time to have a personal relationship with you. Not somebody, I love Martin Luther King Jr., but I've never met him. I can only hear what I've heard from him and see what I've seen and model my life after his, but I'll never know him. And through that, he won't be as an effective leader as he could have been if I did know him, and that's not his fault. But at the end of the day, I have a pastor who's one of my favorite leaders. He's somebody who I've looked up to for his integrity, for his work ethic, for all the things he's done for me, for all the times he's been there for me. And that's why I think he's a beautiful, amazing leader. Not because of the things I've seen him do or the things I've heard him say. No, it's because of the time he's spent with me, not the sermons he's preached, not the people he saved. While those things are important, it's not about that for me in those moments. It's about the time. It's about the intentionality he showed unto me as a person. And that is what I think leadership is about. It's about intentionality. It's about showing people you care for them. Because nobody cares what you have to say until they know how much you care about them. And at the end of the day, that's leadership. So in conclusion, leadership is not this mystical and reachable goal. It's something we can all do and all achieve as long as you remember to meet expectation, just say yes, lead from the bottom, and just be everything you need to be for the people who are under you. So now we're going to turn to our amazing audience and we're going to ask them a few questions. All right, so what part of leadership is hardest for you and why?
Like following your friends, like, because you get like stuck in wrong crowds and you have to be a leader. You have to show them the right ways.
All right. And what have you learned about being a leader that you'll put into practice now to keep you from doing those things?
Choosing the right path and stuff.
All right, that's good. What about you? What part of leadership is hardest for you and why?
Probably one of the most hardest parts of leadership is probably taking the initiative and the extra step to actually going out there and doing things. Because one of my problems is I like to do probably the minimum, and what we need to do, I like to take the shortcuts. But I feel like what I've learned from what you've been telling me is probably what I need to do is probably do above and beyond. Even if I say no, I need to try new things and go out there and just show what I can do and not what the bare minimum is. Because when you go, like you said, when you go above and beyond, you can do better things and be the example for other people. And that's what real leaders are.
That's interesting. That's amazing. All right. What part of leadership is hardest for you and why?
It's hard to step up and be a leader and step out your own comfort zone
Right.
and for people to follow you.
Right, because sometimes, why is that for you?
Because it's hard
Right, it can be hard for a lot of reasons. But like, what do you mean? Because like, I mean, I can see like right now you're nervous. So I mean, is that one of the reasons why? You can be nervous and you're pretty young, you know? You're only about what, 10? Yeah, it's okay. Being a leader sometimes is very hard, but I know all three of you, not only through what I said, but through all types of amazing things. One day will be amazing leaders, and I'll hopefully continue to try to lead all three of you. And it's been amazing to speak to you guys today, so thank you.